Hey, welcome back to the series of chapter 4. In this video, we are learning about limitations of planning. By the way, this is OBC Online Business class. If you still not subscribed, you know what to do, right? Limitations of planning. We all know how important is planning for any business. It's difficult to manage without planning. In the same way, in order to achieve organization goal, planning is important. But usually in our daily lives, the thing do not always go according to the plan. Due to unexpected events, lead to rise in the cost and price because of environmental changes, government interventions, legal regulations. All these affects our business. When environmental change, our plan also need to be modified. Then my question is, if we cannot stick to our plan, then why do we plan at all? This is what we need to analyze. Let us learn limitations. The first point, planning leads to rigidity. Rigidity means fixed. Usually all organizations draw on specific plans to achieve organization goal with a specified time. These plans decide the future course of action and manager may not be in the position to change it. This kind of rigidity in plan will create difficulties. Manager need to be given some flexibility to be able to cope with the changes or circumstances. That's why planning is rigidity. Moving on to the second point, planning may not work in dynamic condition. We learnt in the last chapter business environment. Business environment is always dynamic. Like that, nothing is constant. Usually all environment consists of number of dimensions: economic, political, physical, legal and social dimensions. Every organization has to constantly or regularly adopt its to change. Otherwise, it becomes difficult to perfectly calculate the future trends in environment. If economic policies are modified or even political conditions in the countries are not stable, planning cannot predict everything. Thus, there may be difficulties to effective planning. For example, imagine question paper was leaked a day before exam and you are prepared based on the question paper question, and then the next day you came for the exam, you're in the exam hall, you got the question paper, but the twist was you don't have a single question that you're prepared. This is dynamic because due to some uncertain conditions, the question paper was changed. So moving on to the third point, planning reduce creativity. Planning is done by the top management. Rest should implement the plan. Usually middle level management and other decision maker will not get chance to change the plan. And also, they don't permit to act their own plans. And the most of the time, employees do not even attempt to formulate plans. They only carry out the orders. Thus, planning in a way reduce creativity. Since people tend to think along the same line as others, there is nothing new or innovative. For example, suppose you're going to college in one route. What if suddenly change the route to your college? You don't have any idea to change the route. You're just suddenly changing the route. In a new way, you may find new areas, new stationery shop, new street. What if you are going in the same path the whole year? You won't get a new idea, new routes, new stationery shop. This is what happen in real life. When we plan for everything, it reduces creativity. Sometimes it's okay not to plan. Moving on to fourth point, planning involves huge cost. Formulation of planning involves huge cost. It may be in the term of time and money. For example, checking accuracy of fact may involve a lot of time. Detailed plan requires specific calculation to ascertain fact and figures. The cost incurred sometimes may not justify the benefit. There are number of incidental costs or secondary costs as expenses like boardroom meeting, discussion with professional experts, and preliminary investigation to find out the validity of the plan. These are all affect in increased cost. Moving on to the fifth point, planning is a time-consuming process. Sometimes planning takes so much of time that there is no much time left for their implementation. For example, before a month for an exam, we started planning to study, like dividing it like a total 6 subjects, 5 days each. It's equal to 30 days, but it won't work. Reason is, when we are implementing plan, we only left with 15 days. Again, we start dividing to 2.5 days each subject. It's equal to 15 days. Finally, it's end up with last night reading. That's why planning is time consuming process. Moving on to the sixth point, planning does not guarantee success. Success of an enterprise is possible when plans are properly created and implemented. Any selected plan should be transferred into action or it becomes meaningless. Manager has to rely on previously tried and tested successful plans, and sometimes it's not always true that just because a plan has worked before, it will not work again. In the same way, there are so many other unknown facts to be considered. This kind of false sense may actually leads to failure instead of success. However, it is just a tool to be used with a caution. It provides a base for analyzing a future course of action, but it's not a solution to all problems. These are the limitations of planning. Click here to watch the next topic, which is on process or steps of planning. Go back and watch importance of planning. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned.